That's the oil, by the way. This is the second drain I'm doing on it. Figure, I'll do this while I was up here too. There's a lot of water in this engine. If it had a radiator, I'd say it needed a head gasket. But I'll be back. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Right here, 1972 Karmann Ghia. Hopefully this is going to be the last episode. We are on, I guess, the downhill stretch. You know, it's the odds and ends special, I guess is what I'm trying to get at. It's where I would say a lot of you are at. You got a couple things to do to get your car on the road. It's just getting the motivation to do it. I mean, I don't know, that's what to say. Pretty much things we have to do. Got to button up the engine as far as I got some tins I got to throw on, and I got to do this exhaust because when I get the car up, I'll show you why. It's missing donut gaskets. Got to put a gas tank in. I got a brand new one. That's going in. Sway bar end links, they have to go on, and got to flush transmission. Oh yeah, and just connect the heat, which ain't a big deal. Hopefully it's not a big deal, but I guess I'll walk you through, like normal, all the fun things that I'm doing on this project as we get along to it. But first, let me get this thing up in the air and, yeah. Oh, we gotta put the hood back on, or the trunk. The front removal compartment. We gotta put that on. We'll do that after the gas tank. But anyway, let me get this thing in the air and bring it in to show you why we're messing with the exhauster, taking it off to put it back on. I don't know. Stay tuned. All right, guys, let me just bring you in real quick and show you why we're pulling this exhaust off to put the exhaust back on. Whenever someone put this thing on, I'm on, the light's on the other side. What am I doing? Anywho, whenever they put this engine together, they just threw the exhaust on, hence why, you know, when the car was running, you might have heard the tick or sounding like valves. It's an exhaust leak. There's no donut gasket here, and then we still got to put the clamps on that go around this thing to, you know, induce heat into the cabin. So that's why we're doing this. Also, let me drain the fluid into trans because I'm up here and I put the drain pan under there. It's never got around to it. I think the 64 we did had the same problem of a dragging, had the same problem of a dragging neutral. And we drained, what, ATF looking fluid out of that one? So, kind of curious what's going to come out of this one. Is it going to be ATF? Is it going to be water? Is it, what, I don't know. Is it going to be right is, I guess, what I'm getting at. Let's get you in for a drop. I doubt it'll pick up if it is something weird. I'm hoping it's just my imagination. Or it's low. Ready and drop. Ooh, that does not look good. That does not look good at all. It's brown. That is, huh. It is not supposed to be this color. It's at least thick like gear lube, or it's draining like it, you know, speed and intensity. I also don't have the other plug undone. Let me undo that one, maybe get this thing to drain faster. But yeah, that's not good. All right, so this is probably also get like the engine a couple flushes to get all that stuff out. Hopefully the transmission will come around and it's not gonna drag the brake anymore. I think I need another drain pan. I think that one's full. Shoot. All right, okay, I gotta swap drain pans and we'll start on this thing before this gets out of hand. It's probably gonna get out of hand already. Put a drain pan and swap. There we go. Now you just nicely drain into there. Much better. All right, I guess while this car's in the air, I'll bust, oh, that one's missing the nut, that's good. And that one's missing the nut. Well, that was easy, I don't have to take the ones off on the bottom. Let me zip that top really quick. There's a bunch of stuff on, you can't see, there's a bunch of stuff on the top of this magnet as well, so we'll clean that off together. But let me get this top off. Oh, top. That went quick. Yeah, same stuff inside this one. Just stuck on the ledge, brown, crappy looking. All right. No change on the speed of that drain. I don't even know if it was full. Doesn't matter. Feed. All right. I'll tighten this bumper too because, you know, that's loose. All right, let me start getting this exhaust off. Got to get this heater crossover off. Try to get that rubber tucked under. It is in the wrong spot. Yeah, try to get this heater crossover, and of course they're held on by Phillips head screws. So that's good. Also get these nuts off. Well, there was a nut on it, so there's that. That one. That one and this one. And then 13s. You know, for someone who primarily uses only 13s and 10s, I sure lose a bunch of them. You got two 13s up the top. You know, I do have to say one thing. If you are going to use the wrong hardware, don't install it tightly. Because that, not going to lie, I was a little worried about getting those Phillips out. Because getting those heater, if you've ever taken out those crossover pipes, you know, even with factory bolts in there, sometimes it is a bear. But like I said, it seems like this car was just, I'm not going to say recently assembled, but recently assembled to the point where stuff seems to be coming apart easily. It hasn't had enough time to naturally make its own Loctite with rust. That one. All right, those guys are loose. Let's get this, hopefully jiggle this exhaust off. Nice. And yeah, you can see maybe all the blow by that's on those flanges. So, only have one gasket, if that. Yeah, only one exhaust gasket too. And again, you could see maybe all the blow by because there's no bottom nut. And here is just, it was just leaking. So good thing is we got gaskets. We're gonna throw them all on. Throw them all on, throw the donuts on, and actually get this thing to actually work. Exhaust leaks are horrible. Because if you remember, or if you watch this, the initial startup, when I forgot to, yeah, that thing's just shot. That was reused anyway. When I initially, new gaskets, when I initially got this thing fired up and found out that I forgot to adjust the valve, and by that I mean I adjusted it, I just didn't tighten it. And then when I did do that, or then figured out that mess, it still has a tap to it. So, like I said, that's exhaust. That was exhaust leak, and this just kind of confirms it. Well, go on. Where's the socket? You always take a socket once you get gaskets started, and hopefully nudge them on. Instead of hurting your fingers trying to, walking on the stud if they're, mismachined or drilled mildly wrong. All right. Need that. Need that, and the crush is on in there, so that's good. All right, let me slide these onto the exhaust. Ugh. Floor is just a big shelf. So going to run this around the pipes, just that those gasket woven, yeah, whatever you want to call them, they slide on better. No, it's nothing fancy. All right, you can do it, you don't have to. Transmission finished draining, that's good. I'm going to be jacking up the car anyway. I don't know why I'm still down here, but I want to be. It's nice. You get to a certain age and you don't like to, get up and down, or at least in my experience. I am stubborn and I pick the direction. And it's currently convenient for me. All right, there we go. That's on. All right. Are those exhausts still tapped? That is a new question. That side's on. That's on. Stay. Let me get a nut in here. And we'll get these things started. Side and this side. Where'd that 13 go now? Why? I left it up there, didn't I? That's why I always have so many out. Honestly, while I was up here, my ADD's in full tilt. There's a flashlight. I want to see if there's man, yeah, just keep leaking. Check, yeah, of course, just get it on me. Check the back. Yeah, the heater boxes have never been removed. So that's a good thing. They still got the 12 millimeters or 11, whatever size they are. And I can see a gasket. Ow, it hurt my head. And Captain ADD strikes again. What did I do with that 13 now? Oh, I left it on there. Wow. Today is a day. I am in rare, well, not rare form, but yeah. This one ran on. It sucks because these things ran for, well, this engine ran, I showed you, but it sucks because it's bit and run without a gasket on here. So, well, I could have did the right thing and cleaned the threads, but I didn't. So I can't hand run these nuts on. So, eighth of a turn at a time. Get everything aligned and just snug her down. Just so it holds it. I'll go back with obviously a wrench and tighten these things. Once I get the other side set. All right, that one's on. Let's do this one. Same thing, get everything snug. Get the clamp in place. Come on, clamp. They are a bit fiddly sometimes, getting everything to align. I got any brake cleaner in here? I do. All right, side plug, not too worried about. Let me chuck up this thing. Let's clean this out and see how lovely this is. Oh yeah. She's loaded with the goop. Tilt. Stare at my gut. I don't even know if there's tracking or not tracking. Focus some. I don't even know what all this is. It's like mud and sand. I mean, that is in there. Where's the pick? By that I mean just a screwdriver. I mean, that is some serious buildup, guys. So this gives me the warm and fuzzies. The one positive thing is, we know it moves forward and backwards, and I can put a load on it in all gears. With that said, I've never gone anywhere with this car. So, there's that. Baby steps. I'm sure it's fine. You know, you usually pull out 10 pounds of crap. How does an automatic smell or a manual smell burnt? That doesn't smell like gear lube. I hate the smell of gear lube. Don't get me wrong, I don't like the smell of this, whatever this is, but it's not gear lube. It doesn't have that pungent, I want to run away flavor to it. Torqued. Side plug's easy, it's clean, there's no magnet. It just has whatever goop was building up in this thing. It won't focus, I don't care. Nothing really to show on that, I guess is what I'm saying. We could just slam this one in. Oh, we can't put this in, duh, dummy. I need to fill it up. Ooh, that would have been bad. Well, I don't know why your transmission's making so much noise. It's on the video, did you see what came out? Oh, yeah, by the way, I forgot to put fluid in it. That'd be good. Not really. All right, let me drop this thing and then we'll work it from the top side. These tins that are currently missing, I don't know if you caught that or know what I'm talking about, but there's under tins. I'm gonna rob off of my engine because I didn't realize until the other day, because I was hooking up these the heater flaps, I didn't realize till the other day they weren't here when I ordered the other engine tin that was missing. So, you got me. He's getting a freebie because I would like to have the engine cooling tins on here. It might be fine without it. I'm not gonna take chances. All right, yeah, let me get this thing down and then yeah, you join me up top. It's going good so far. Everything under here is buttoned up. That's the oil, by the way. This is the second drain I'm doing on it. Figure I'll do this while I was up here too. There's a lot of water in this engine. If it had a radiator, I'd say it needed a head gasket. But I'll be back. All right, sorry about the noise, but it's cold. Got these two top nuts on the exhaust, and the exhaust, as far as being fastened to the heads, is on. I already put anti-seize on this thing. I don't know if you can tell, I've been using new hardware. Tight. All right. These crossover gaskets, they go in. Just gotta make them know that they have to go in. Wipe that off. And then get a different tool. Align this. I'm going to anti-seize these as well. Wherever that went. That one started. That one does not want to play because I could put force on this one. It aligns. All right, exhaust on. I should really put flange nuts in all these. Gives me the warm fuzzies, but not going to. All right, next thing, how was that strap on there? Still gotta swap this ground positive strap, which is attached to the back of the engine. All the lights. Stop. All right. Get rid of the baby bottle. This tin's not in the best condition, but you know what? I had it laying around, it's free, so I'm gonna throw it on so it can be utilized. I'm gonna have to plug that hole, but I'll do that later. We're missing that plate too. Do I have that on my engine? Of course not. Shoot. All right, I'm missing a cover plate for this side. I didn't even pay attention that I didn't have one. That's on me, that's fine. I'll order a new one for all the stuff we need. That sucks, that really sucks. That's fine. We'll get a new lower and more engine tins. All right, what else? Let's get this thing back in the air and start filling with some fluids. Because I do want to do another hot run, seeing how that's the second time I did oil. An oil change on this engine and it's come out looking like poop. It's a nickel and dime special. It's all the things that you think you did and you have to do to, you know, get something done. It's what kills a lot of projects or stalls a lot of projects out. I mean, you can probably see from my motivation because I'm thinking of all the little things that still need to be done to this car. Actually, let's do the front end. Let's do the sway bar end links. Give myself a little breathing room. It's gonna get loud because the heater's up here. What are you hooked on? All right. Obviously, hose clamp. You can see it. It's not the ideal way to hold these things on. So let me get the old ones off and then we'll shove new ones on. I still got to do the speedometer cable. Huh. Glad I saw that. All right, guys, I already did the passenger or driver side, put the end links on. Let me do the driver. I have the heater turned off now. So, well, I might be able to get this one on recording. I mean, I got the other one on, but it was, you know, just loud. So anyway, quick is ready to remove. Cut off wheel, death wheel, whatever you want to call it. Just zip through them and pop them off. Smoke. There we go. There's 1, 2. Cooperate. I'll just get these things off. Let me plug that light back in. I'm wandering around. Like normal. Come on. Yeah. All right, one clamp. That goes and second clamp. Pull these guys off. Bushings will just slide out. Come on. Perfect. Get the new stuff. I just put a little lube in these things. By lube, I mean I put sprayway in. Just so it'll slide a little easier. Big one, then a little one. Boop, boop. Figure out its orientation, where it goes. All right, that'll look good. Lintel one first, or at least that's what I do. And then we'll do the big one. Whatever. Where'd my clamps go? Where did it go? All right, just grab the grips again. Get this to align, or it wants to align. Hold everything together. Grips. Click. Tab. That's what the other vice grip's for. Hello, fat animal. Use this to pinch those tabs in so I can get this thing started like so. Hammer. H-A-M-R. Start by getting that slid up, and then I'll work this clamp up higher. Get some tension on it. Just so it's not completely get it till, flushish. That tab will be overhanging. And we'll smack this cap on. And that's installed. Repeat for the top one, same thing. Clamp and install. Tab up, boom, done. Sway bars installed. So that's at least attached now. What else? Front's done. Because they look like they're galvanized or whatever, I'll probably just dust them with a little bit of spray balm. But yeah, let's get that drain plug back in. Let's go back to the back of the car. So just this is a good light. All over the car special. Odds and ends wrapping up. Drain plug, where are you? Seriously, there we go. Good thing is I have ran this engine since. I did this and no oil, so or not no oil, no major leaks or anything like that. Just snug. I'm gonna run it. Like I said, I was probably gonna get another oil change or another 2 oil changes. I don't know. We're up to 2 already. That was the second. But what I was getting at is when I feel it's gonna be its last oil change. Oh, that's nice. I will pull the sump down. All right, now I can sort of think. I'll pull the sump down and clean all that again. But that's all good enough under here. Let me get oil in this thing. Trans fluid. While I'm under here, might as well get, I gotta fire up the compressor. That is off. Fire up the compressor, fill this thing up because I power feed it. So stay tuned. I'll be back to fill this thing up once that compressor charges. Slowly but surely, guys, this thing's coming together. Yeah, I could just, if this thing was in a Volkswagen shop, it's really weirdly assembled, I guess, the lack of better terms, because I at least use nice hardware, not like random Phillips screws. I don't use German specific, don't get me wrong, but it doesn't say, hey, you went to Home Depot. I don't know, that's my 2 cents. I'm not knocking the car. Like I said, the car's in good shape. It just needs sorted out. Oh, these are brand new. All right, guys, next thing I'm gonna do is fill the transmission up. And if you haven't seen how I do it, got the jet heater over there. In front of it is a gear loop. It is currently getting nice and warm, hopefully, so I can flow it. I'm just gonna pressurize the bottle and shoot it in. So let's see how this goes. Air pressure. And, well, crap, this car has to come down. Just slightly off. I need something to put this on. Battery. Oh. What's the core good for? A stand. Perfect fit. How does this fit? Yes. Look at that. All I'm doing is hopefully just going to pressurize this tank. And yeah, fill this. All right, nice steady stream coming out of here. Put the plug back in. I think that's 2 quarts about. All right, get this apparatus out of the way. Zip this in. Boop. Done. Sealed. Shift juice is changed. All right. Move this light some. Put it in another inconvenient area. All right, most likely it's gonna get changed again. I gotta change the battery, hold on. All right, trans obviously filled. For my next trick, the rings, yes. Woo, magic. Anyway, what I got going on, I'll just show you, is I have to run another fuel line, and no, I'm not gonna run it through the backbone, the reason being it's a pain in the butt. And you gotta do a bunch of work to access it. Someone did run, I don't know if you'll be able to see it up in here, someone ran a 5/16 line all the way through the interior of the car. I'm not a fan of it. The nipple that's supposed to be up here, you probably can't see, but it's missing. So there's no fueling going through the car. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna run an external line all the way down the backbone of the car. And then I already grommeted to the hole, one of the factory holes. Just shoot it up there and then connect it to the tank. You can run them in the car. It's a steel line that's in the car. If it was a 1/4 inch, I'd debate running it or not. But because it's bigger and all the fuel line on a Volkswagen's 1/4, or what's it, 6 or 7 mil in metric, yeah, I'm just gonna opt to run a brand new steel line down the backbone of the car, and yeah, go that way. Because you really want a firewall, lack of better terms. You want to be away from the fuel. So if that for some reason the line ruptures inside the car, at least if it's in the tunnel, it's peeing inside the tunnel and it's not actually in the cabin. So if it does catch fire, you got a little bit of a safety barrier. Like I said, reason I'm opting to run it under the car. Now with that said, I think on one of my Volkswagens, I do have it going through the car, but I mean, it's me and I don't care. I'm my own customer, but if problems happen, I can't sue myself. So I guess that's what I'm getting at. But let me get this thing all strung out and ran down the backbone, and I'll show you what it looks like. But yeah, all I'm doing is I'll show you in the aftermath. But basically, their cable clamps or hose clamp, whatever, they go around the line. These are tight. Go around. There we go. Go around the line. I'm using a self tapper or whatever. Actually, it's a roofing screw because it'll hold up to the elements, and just boop, 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 stitch it along. So let me get this all in. It's going to be boring watching me run this. It's just as exciting as brake lines, and I'll get back to you to show you what we got going on. Because like I said, I can run the one that's already going through the car, but at the end of the day, I personally just don't feel comfy about it. I even told the owner, I go, it's not a big deal. And here I am. I'm not actually even charging him for this. The more I've been thinking, I'm like, let me just run it throughout, the way I want to run it. So, all right, I'll be back. All right, guys, fuel line or external fuel line, whatever you want to call it, it's ran. Got a flashlight this time. Like I said, coming out of that grommet and chasing the backbone all the way down. Running it, and then it deletes basically where the end of it will delete. Pretty much, I can barely get the camera up in here, but it'll delete where the pretty much the factory one was or snapped off. So now all I gotta do is run the stuff that way, hardline, so on and so forth. But yeah, now I feel a little more comfortable having, and yes, there is an air gap underneath this line. Because you don't really want it rubbing on the floor. But yeah, it's, like I said, 1/4 inch, it's tight to the floor. It runs as much up as possible. It's not like it's gonna be a, snag risk for anything. And then, if you can see up in there, the line just deletes, kind of like it would, wherever it's at, right in this general area. So, I can shorten that and do whatever I want with it when the time comes to drop in the tank, which is almost right now. I got to put a rear shroud in, and then we can put the new gas tank in, because like I said, I've never seen a gas tank like this with this hole. There's a hole here. There's no vent by the neck or the filler port, because usually you got the big in and then the vent hose. I've never seen one with the big vent there. No other vents on this thing. No side nipples, no nothing. It's just this big thing and then that. So, kind of curious. And I've been through everything. So if someone knows something that I don't, please let me know. Because like I said, I've never seen a tank like that. But, all right, let me get this thing down, I guess, and throw in that rear fan shroud or engine tin, wherever it is. This thing, because it's missing. I gotta undo the carburetor or the throttle cable to run it through here. Yep, that's good. Okie dokies. I will be back, but yeah, this, at least it's a Ghia. You can just throw this thing in. Front shroud, I thought I had one, the pulley, and I do not. Well, I do, but it's for an auto stick. I don't even know how I acquired it, but yeah, so I have another one on order. So unfortunately, well, this isn't the last video on this car. We're not going to be doing a test drive because I don't want to overheat this thing. That's my story. I'm sticking to it. But all right, let me get this down, throw that fan shroud on or that tin in, and then yeah, I guess throw in the gas tank and make sure everything's connected and get the engine. We're getting really close to buttoning this thing up. I know I'm running along in this episode probably already, and it's just me tying up loose ends. Like I said, loose ends kill you. It nickels and dimes you to death as far as hours go. So I also got to put tins on here because they're missing. I got to rub them off my engine. I can't remember if they come off my engine or not. Regardless, they're coming off and they're going onto this car. Because again, I ordered tins. I completely forgot about those. Actually, my other tins didn't ship yet that I just ordered. Might order some more. I don't know. I'll cross that bridge when I get to there. I'm slowly going insane. All right, got my tins off. What is in this one? Hold, please. Got my tins off the old engine. Just gonna throw them on this one. Already threw the other one on. I forgot to push play, but the practice for both sides is the same. And I'm gonna leave all the hardware loose till I can wrestle the top bolts onto the shroud. Just want to make sure these all, obviously go where they're supposed to go, which this one doesn't want to. What are you doing? You have to go forward some. It's bent. That's perfect. We can deal with that one in a second. My tin was just not good. Ooh. This thing's all bent to crap. But, you know what? It's fine enough because it works. That one on. Are you on? Oh, we got positive engagement. All right, that is tight. Tight. Tighten that one. This one I should be able to tighten. That's on. That's all assembled. Now we got at least the lower. Only struggle with the other side, same process. Got to get a bolt in or bolts in. Whatever I can get this thing all locked down, and at least we'll have the lower shroud things. So it's, cooling, efficiency, I guess. I don't know. Whatever I'm rambling about. I'll be back. All right, guys. One of the last things I have to do on this engine is throw this tin in. I did, what did I do? Yeah, it goes this way. Confused. Anywho, did grommet it, so power cord's gonna run through there, just a throttle cable and the fuel line. I do put grommets on there even though I run a steel fuel line through. I mean, chafing's bad. Good thing with the Ghia is you usually can just kind of boop this thing on. There's no real rhyme or reason I got going on with this. It's just kind of, get it in there. And it's only held on by, now it's going to fit even more gooder. Anyways, it's only held on by that screw, and just the locking force from them, but usually can sneak these things down and around if need be. And, well, need be, but the first thing I need to do before I even try to sneak this, is I gotta get that power cable out of there. Already disconnected it from the starter, so just gotta get it up and out. And yeah, that starter nut is not in great shape. I don't think it's the correct thread pitch, but it works, and none of the hardware I have actually fits it. So yeah, that's good. Let's just get this thing nicely out of the way, and then, you know, gently throw this thing in a bending, forceful manner. I forgot to take the throttle cable off. Crap. That side looks good. Yeah, and again, I think I've said this in my other videos. This is a non-doghouse engine, so it doesn't have that extra cooler back here. If you did, you probably aren't going to have this success. Just gonna throw that out there. Throttle cable. Come on, dude. Get out of the way. Slide you down. Perfect. And it's on. All right, let's throw some hardware in. Oh, I just got everything in the way now. You know, I took off my comically long extension. Well, let's do it. Comically long extension. Oh, come on. Thread. You're right there. Sure did. All right, side's down. Perfect. Looks good. It's about where it needs to be. I think the tab on this side's just a little far forward. Looking at the shroud. So let's see if I can get it started by hand at least. I gotta make a tube for the throttle cable so it can pass through, but both sides are on. I feel better about that. Stay. Throw this power cable back through and reconnect the starter. All right, I probably didn't show it, but like I said, this starter bolt that was up here was not giving me the warm and fuzzy, so I ran a dye down it. And now it's a M8 125 thread pitch. So hopefully I can actually tighten this without actually being worried. Oh, that's much more buttery. Yeah, because it was not really wanting to cooperate coming out. But all right, make sure this thing still cranks. But oh yeah, let me give you a quick tour under here of what got done. Where's that light that I just lost? So I already showed, you know, hardline goes up, put the filter in, and then the metal line, wherever the hell that is, back here. Use your imagination. Follow the filter. It's on the other thing. So that's all connected now. And as far as the top goes, oh, did I pull the pins? Nope, only one. That could have been bad. Anyway, as far as the top goes, just made a hard line to go to the fuel pump to the, and just did a soft line to the carburetor. I was gonna do a hard line, but I didn't. I don't know. All right, top side of the engine. Just a hard line coming through to the pump, to the carburetor. Carburetor should be good. This thing should ostensibly run. Hey, 2 more 13s, awesome. So yeah, this thing's good to go under here. Let me recap what I got going on. to see what we're doing. Might do the fuel tank up front, or at least throw it in and set it up, because I have to get or find the rockers, cause the hold downs, because this thing did not have them. So, all right, let's lower this. Fuel connected is the last thing as far as this goes, and this will at least be a fueling system, I hope. All right, let's get that thing in, and then I'll probably end the episode, because we still got more to do on this car, obviously, and yeah, I don't want a 5-minute video of me putting in one shroud and driving. So I'll be back. All right, guys, first thing I'm gonna do, put this fuel line onto the thing, and it is longer than needed, just because it's just, I like to have a safety loop. Easier to connect the tank when it comes to up top. So, we'll just, where's some spray? Aids in getting it on. But, yeah, we'll just slide this on. Oop. Throw a hose clamp on it. And then we'll throw the tank on. You know, I could have lowered the car more, but I just didn't. Oh, sexy man pose. And gas tank. Already put the nipple guy thing, whatever you want to call it, that's already on this. Mint. It is not. Yeah, we'll get this other line on now. Like I said, I already put the nipple on, so hose clamp. And we'll tighten this. Slide this down. Get this tape off. That out of the way. This hose I'm gonna probably have to take off. It's probably too long. Because it worked with that other tank. And boop, tank is in. Like I said, I gotta get the holder downers for this thing. But that is good. No, that fit. I just didn't want to move. Gotta get a hose clamp. Let me get a hose clamp for this. I don't think I had two on this. That's also an oval port. It's not crushed, it's just ovally. I gotta find something to go over this. I'll be back. Yeah, clamp that. We'll tighten down this one. And I need a line for the vents, or the evap, or whatever you want to call it, the overflow. Also, obviously, the pump, or not the pump, the gas gauge. Did I even make a wire for that? I don't remember. I know I tested it. Where are you? I don't think I made a wire, which is fine because I know it sort of works. Is that it? No, that's clock. All right, still got to make a fuel gauge wire. Thought I had one, I don't. Got to pull the other one out and test that out of the pump or out of the tank. See if that one works. If not, I'm pretty sure I have one that will work that we could throw in here. But with all that said, I still need a couple things to wrap this assembly up, and yeah, hopefully, finally take it on a test drive. Again, waiting on parts because I was stupid. Anywho, I I guess wrap this up, reposition you so you can get a nice glamour shot of the car. But yeah, I'll wrap this episode up in the next one. Hopefully it's delivery day or getting ready for delivery day, because I don't know if it's gonna, do anything. It's been living here for a month. Oh boy. All right, I'll be right back. All right, guys, wrapping up this episode on 72 Karmann Ghia. Yes, we're not done with it yet. I was hoping we would be, because like I've been saying, the owner obviously is antsy to get it back. It's not my car. As much as I like working on all these cars and, holding on to them and kind of making my own, I also have people waiting. And nothing's worse than having to make the phone call. I feel making a phone call, hey, you got to wait another week, is worse than say, hey, I need more money. I don't know, it's just me. Usually I pick a price and stick to it. Obviously there's extenuating circumstances, but that's how it goes. So I do have to thank my customers, just because they are patient when it comes to getting in the shop, or at least getting work done. But anywho, this thing is almost buttoned up. I got a shroud in the back that I'm waiting on. That's really the big hiccup for this. And what else? Just finish connecting the fuel line and the sending unit, and it just odds and ends, and then take it for a test drive. Because other than going forward and backwards, in all the gears and it holding, seeing what came out of this engine and trans for the second time, transmission for the first time, engine for the second time, really curious. Also want to get that fluid circulating. I might actually, once fuel system's connected, throw it into a gear and just let it clean itself. I might do another flush on the on the lift before we go on a test drive, just to get whatever as much remnants of whatever's in there out, because I've never seen carrot juice now come out of a transmission. But with that said, I'll wrap this up. Stay tuned for the next one, where hopefully it's delivery day, or at least on the road, and we can get this thing gone and start working on something else, because it gets tiring after a while. But with that said, if you like this episode, like, share, subscribe, leave a comment. If you do, I promise you we will chit chat. As always, thanks for watching, and hopefully see you on the next one. Thanks, guys.